what I would say is like perhaps we can create together like a handbook for the knowledge worker or the modern workplace worker, where he can have like 10 tips or 100 tips how to use it in your daily life, because I think nobody is it like life? Do the people use it like we do it in our daily work? Ragnar, you had a session with Copilot today, but it was not possible that I can attend. So perhaps you can give us a short introduction or a short summary, because I cannot use Copilot. I'm not in the early access or something program. Do you have like early access right now, or is it only from what you see from the build?
Yeah, I'm on the same page like you, Christian. I'm not here on the paid private preview. Paid private preview.
Paid private preview.
I can mention it enough. Paid private preview. No, so that's something where I'm a part of. So I did some live demos, especially in Visual Studio, where I've got access, and then in my Visual Studio Code environment, I was just adding some ugly code, and then the Copilot experience could clean up the code, could debug the code, could also do some comments and write some steps and documentations around it, and could also transform my code into a different language, let's say from C# to Java or whatever. So that's something what I could show in live. I was also doing a live demo using the Bing extension in the Bing extension in the Edge browser. That's also quite handy, because then you can, let's say, write a Word document where you ask the Bing integration just to maybe write a blog post or just write an email. So that's something what I could show live. But my other things like the Loop Copilot, Power Automate, Power Apps Copilot, SharePoint, Teams, Viva Gauge, Viva Goals, Viva Glint, Teams, OneNote, I showed with screenshots available from the videos which are currently on YouTube.
So I will watch it tomorrow before the workshop starts, because as I said in the beginning, we will make an AI summit. Mm-hmm. Perhaps we have to talk there, because I have some idea, and we have some showcases right now. Hopefully my contact from Porsche e-bikes, they will show their fully automatically support center with 0 employees. And we prepared our own AI model, because we have some access to an AI model as well, where we put all our Teams Manager stuff in it. And now the bot can answer our Teams Manager questions. That's amazing. And perhaps we can add some, what I would say is like, perhaps we can create together like a handbook for the knowledge worker or the modern workplace worker, where he can have like 10 tips or 100 tips how to use it in your daily life, because I think nobody is it like life? Do the people use it like we do it in our daily work?
I think you will get 100 different answers. So I'm using ChatGPT every single day, but there are still people who have never used ChatGPT, or maybe have used it, I don't know, once or twice. I'm using it now every single day. So it is, yeah. It's not easy to answer a question, and I also have to admit that I don't have scientific researches about the usage here.
So, Christian, do you use ChatGPT? No?
I tried it, and every time I tried it, I get very, very disappointed. I give you a real-time example. I discussed with my colleague that we want to create a report in SharePoint where we see all shares that my user did in SharePoint and OneDrive. And he said, no, that's not possible. And we discussed 10 minutes. And then I say, hey, let's ask ChatGPT. And I go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, give me a PowerShell script where I see all the shares that my user did. And ChatGPT said, yeah, no problem. Here is it. Yeah. And we tried it and it didn't work because the commands, the main command which gets the shares did not work because it did not exist. And then
It was
GPT and say, it does not work. And he said, oh, it does not work, no problem. Here's another script. And it didn't work also. And
yeah, it's hallucinating. So sometimes ChatGPT is pretending so super confident. Say, yeah, sure, just get the script, and it's just another thing.
I read an article on LinkedIn from a German project manager who wrote that she asked ChatGPT how you do an Exchange migration to Exchange Online. And I was scrolling, and I was reading it, the answer of ChatGPT, and it sounds good. And I scroll in my LinkedIn, and then I stopped and go back, and I read it in detail, and it was wrong. It was wrong. It sounds perfect,
Exactly.
but it was wrong. And I wrote to her and I say, excuse me, but it's wrong. You cannot, because ChatGPT say, first move the newer mails and then you can move the older mails to Exchange Online. And this is technically not possible. And I wrote it to her and she said, oh, that doesn't matter. If it goes more technical, I will get a technical, but now I can work with it.
Oh my God.
So
You're ruining
ChatGPT is for me like a junior consultant with no experience that sounds very good and very confident. Yeah. That's my experience.
The migration runs perfectly on PowerPoint, but not in real life.
So we will see how the Copilot will work. So
Copilot is another topic. It's not the same as ChatGPT because Copilot works with your data in your tenant, and I hope that Copilot will not create something that is not possible. And Copilot is if you understand that this is a language model and not an artificial intelligent, then I think you can work with it.
Yeah, but it's hard to explain what is the difference and how it works, I think, to the normal people. But let's see, because the functionality will come to Teams and all the apps, and we will wonder what kind of business decision will be made on Copilot. And we will see if it's a good idea or not to trust it, because I don't know. I know you have all the company data in it if you allow it, I think, and then you can ask something. But the backend, I don't know exactly, but the backend is quite the same like ChatGPT, correct?
The code base, yes.
Yeah. So it can lie, and it can lie on your business data as well.
Yes, but if it does a summary of a meeting, and if it recognized that there were tasks in the meeting and it summarized the tasks, I think this is a point where a language model can really help you to summarize some of the meeting. Yeah. Or if you give ChatGPT 2 Word documents and say, can you create a PowerPoint from this Word documents? That can work and that will work.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that's also my understanding that this basic stuff, like putting a PowerPoint on a stage of, I don't know, 60-70%, and then you do the final 30. I think that's very helpful and also saves time here, especially around designing our themes. I'm very, very bad in designing PowerPoints. I can write content, but I'm not really good in designing. So that can definitely save time and also costs in case you had to give it away in the past to an agency. But
schön, dass du bis hierher geschaut hast. Wenn du das Video weiterschauen möchtest, dann melde dich einfach auf unserer Lernplattform M365 Circle an. In der Videobeschreibung findest du den Link, wie du da hinkommst, und du kannst dir natürlich auch für eine unserer weiteren Summits, M365 Summits, ein Ticket holen, kostenfrei, oder du unterstützt uns mit einem Supporter-Ticket. Also klick auf den Link in der Beschreibung und schau dir das vollständige Video an. Wenn du uns weiter noch unterstützen möchtest, dann kannst du auch unseren YouTube-Channel abonnieren und am besten noch die Glocke aktivieren. Und vielen Dank, dass du bei der nächsten Summit auch mit dabei bist.